This video is powered by Dr. Cinik, one of the world's leading hair transplant centres and a top choice among football superstars. Scan the QR code on the screen or click the link below for your free consultation. I'm even thinking about getting it done myself.
Hi, welcome to AFTV. I got Marty with me. We've just beaten Spurs 1-0 here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I'm glad you're here to get to witness, us here at their ground and make a win. A great win, a 1-0 win. How good does it feel as an Arsenal fan and for you today, watching that performance?
It was hard in the Tottenham end, trying to celebrate.
Oh, he was in there as well. You and Yardman are mental.
I'm pretty controlled, so I could hold it down, but I got to admit, it was more at the end when the Arsenal fans are celebrating. They were literally down there, and that it's just I just wanted to be in there. Yeah. But listen, it's really nice to come to an amazing. This is one of the best stadiums in the world, and that's the truth. It is. It's amazing. It's really well laid out. I love how steep it is. I love how it goes around and it wraps around itself. They've got this massive wall at one side, but
it's perfect to view a win from Arsenal.
Yeah, it is, but also at the same time, if you've got that and you filled it, you've got to be vocal. And one thing I really noticed, and no disrespect to Tottenham fans, but they weren't only at certain times. They weren't when they went 1-0 down. That's when, for me, they should have been really pushing their team on. They could have made this a really hard atmosphere. Yeah. I didn't feel that this time being in. I was in the middle of the Spurs fans, and I just didn't feel that they were giving it as hard as they should. And they
it can get loud in there as well.
If
they want it to, it can get loud.
At times, it did get loud, but continuing that through a whole 90 minutes is what's going to drive your team on. And for them, it didn't work today. And not to go into Tottenham first. I think Ange Postecoglou, I think he's the wrong guy for them.
Oh wow, that's a big statement.
I really do. I just think he's the wrong guy. I think they were set out wrong. I think Timo Werner. I don't know what he's doing at this club. No disrespect, but he's. If you're going to push on to try and win trophies, he's not your guy. Yeah. And then Solanke, 65 million quid. I would be, as a Tottenham fan, fuming. He was absolutely diabolical. And
is that from what you saw from just him today, or was that a credit to our defenders, or was it more even him on the ball?
He was the amount of times he kicked the ball off, he miskicked it. He's not at the races, and he is not the guy they need. Put it this way, if Arsenal would have bought him, I would have been so disappointed and upset. When you compare him to Kai Havertz, there is a country mile between the players. Yeah. They are completely different leagues. Kai Havertz is Champions League and Solanke is League 2. It's as simple as that. And I'm not being out of order. They are miles apart as strikers. Wow. And that's how I see it. But then this game, how I see it went today. We started well. Martinelli had a chance. Havertz puts one in the bottom corner, which Vicario, their goalkeeper, look, what a bite. On that note, they pulled him out of obscurity, and he is a top goalkeeper. For that goal that we scored with Gabriel, I think he should have got either out and collected it. He can be a bit weak in the air, and he can be a bit weak coming out. But we had those two chances early on. They didn't go, and then for me, we really kind of took the sting out of this NLD. It can really. I've been to them, and they can be so electrifying, and the players get ahead of themselves. And it was the only time that happened was when Timber went in with that challenge. That was a slightly contentious challenge.
For you, was it? I've seen it back, seen it slow motion. I've seen it. For you, was it? Could it have been touch and go? Is it? Because I know you said about the Declan Rice one. You were kind of it's by the law that was a sending off. For this one, the ball he has gone over. I don't think it is, but some people are saying online it was reckless.
A challenge like that in a game of this magnitude is risky business. Yeah. Simple as that. I've seen them go for it, and I've seen them stay. It's as simple as that. Yeah. He was slightly over the ball, and he went in an inch maybe the other way, or obviously the player made the most of it on the floor as you would. It can, it went to Stockley Park apparently, and they checked it and they said no. I've seen them go, and that's it. It was that point in this derby that it went, and there was the melee and everyone, the fracas, and everyone's jumping around. There's the pushing, the goalkeeper gets involved, and and that I was like, oh, we've got a game here. This is on. Yeah. But then very quickly after that, I think we nullified them. We played a very calculated, professional game, and this is where Mikel Arteta is such a studious manager, and he plays the game of football in a certain way. This 4-4-2, which then changed to 4-2-4. So when we're defending, it's the two banks of four, and then the two up top, and they come in, and then when we were attacking, we've got four in attack, and then 78 minutes to bring Raheem Sterling and Gabriel Jesus on. That is quality and depth. I think the depth of the squad, obviously we've missed, Mourinho hasn't played a game, so we can't really talk too much. Martin Odegaard, he is a magician in the midfield.
Did we miss Declan Rice and Odegaard then today for you?
Well, we got to win, didn't we? I mean, I think if Martinelli puts that chance in early and Havertz puts that goes in the bottom corner, it's 2-0. And then if we nick the third goal, then again we're talking about a completely different game. And then no, we didn't. Everyone for me says about Declan Rice is a top player. He's a big player, and Odegaard. But Jorginho for me is that consummate professional that off season you could start playing him in the middle of July, or the beginning of July. For me, he's a player that keeps fit all year round because he is such a professional football player. He's not one of those football players that works the seasons knackered. He is constantly ready, 365, 24/7, 365, and that's what I love about him. And that's the depth you need, is those professional players with that level of quality.
Let me ask you to end, because I think you're right, Arteta did a really good job of taking the emotion out of the game. Because see, it was a very emotionless game. It was quite, like you mentioned, it was quite quiet for an NLD, which was a surprise even for me. But next week, City away.
Listen. City and Brentford. Brentford went 1-0, I think 1-0 up against them yesterday. That was a tight game, and this is Brentford. That's a team that you would expect to do this. Premier League football. We did it last year. Don't forget. I think we're going to have players back. I mean, Rice is going to be back. I'd like to think that Odegaard might be back. Calafiori, a big key player. Why would I be worried to go and, the pendulum has got to swing at some time. Man City cannot keep winning the league for the next 100 years. It is just impossible. It is not going to happen. We are there or thereabouts. And personally, honestly, I'm not just saying it because I'm a overexcited, gooner. I do generally think we're going to win it this year. I do think we've got the quality. I do think we've got the reinforcements. I do think we're playing the football. The results we're getting. One classic here, 1-0 to the Arsenal. We nullified the game. We didn't get involved. And we got a fantastic result. And that's exactly what you need at a place like this. And then we kick on with Man City. We've got Atalanta, I think, on Thursday night. Then we've got City next Sunday, which I can't wait for. And then bring on the likes of Leicester, etc., and they can get hammering.